Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl here, Ella. I am a GPLLM candidate at the University of Toronto on my legal journey to becoming a lawyer out here in Ontario. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I post my videos, and leave me a comment whilst watching or at the end telling us what your favorite part is or if you have any questions. Today we are joined by Lukian! Yay! And he's our very first. Yeah, you can say hello.
Hi.
You gotta speak up so the mic can catch you. Hello. And he's our very first guest since UOB. If you also have been watching for about a year plus now, we haven't had any guests, but Lukian has graciously given us some time out of his busy week to come speak to us today. Very busy week.
Super busy.
To come speak about his experience today. And yeah, so today's video is just going to be about Lukian's experience journeying into law school as an international student in the UK, and then coming here to UofT as well, pursuing the GPLLM program. We're both trying to become lawyers out here, and yeah, so let's get right into the video. Lukian, okay, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, who is Lukian? Who are you?
I wasn't prepared for that question. Shit, it's the first one.
If this was an interview, like, are you a GPLLM candidate?
Yes. I am from Calgary.
Okay,
born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Pursued a bachelor's of science in forensic psychology.
Forensic psychology.
Okay. Kind of pushed me towards the law initially.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I went to Birmingham. We met UOB, and now back here in Toronto doing the GPLLM, and hopefully trying to be a lawyer.
Hopefully.
I will be a lawyer.
You better be a lawyer after the end of this journey.
Very soon.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, here we are.
That's good. So you left Calgary after your bachelor's degree. What university?
Actually, before. I did my bachelor's here at UTM.
Oh yeah, that's true. I should know
been
that.
here for a few years now.
Yeah. Okay. What made you decide to go to the UK for law school? Why?
So in my fourth year, or actually my third year, I decided, okay, I want to pursue law. So, okay, lock it in for the LSATs. I'll just give you a little context. I have learning disabilities.
Yeah.
So reading comprehension, all these things are very much not my skill set.
Yeah. But you're UofT, so.
But hey, I didn't really care, quite frankly. So anyways, the LSAT, I mean, we all know it's a glorified reading comprehension test. So I spent like good 2 years preparing for that. 2 years, about a year and a half, So it actually, I actually did quite well. I got like 160,
You gotta increase it. 160?
So it's like, but hold on, the story's not over.
No. At least you attempted the exam. I didn't.
It went well.
So that was good.
My third attempt did really well, but
that's great.
Did a science degree at UofT.
Yeah.
GPLLM took a hit.
Ooh.
My GPA. Sorry. My GPA.
Yeah.
And it was not horrible, but like it wasn't, law school standard.
That's fine.
We'll just say like 3.0. Right.
That's fine.
Anyway, so I didn't get into any. I applied to a bunch. I got into the one which is like the dual Windsor one.
Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah.
But like you pay for both the Canadian law school and the American law school.
Yeah, but how's that?
So it was more expensive for me to do that than go to the UK, which was crazy. Because 2 years in the UK was actually cheaper than 3 years. Because I'm paying for the American law school and the Canadian law school for 3 years.
But that would have given you a license to practice in Detroit as well, if you had gone.
It would have given America and Canada. I had zero ambitions of being in America, and I certainly don't at the current state of affairs.
Okay.
But part of me these days is kind of I might be jumping ahead of your questions here, but
that's fine.
Like I do kind of ponder sometimes. Was that the right call?
It's good to reflect.
I think we'll get there with the questions. I imagine, just in like transitioning from the LLB to Canada.
Yeah.
So I won't get ahead of myself, but that's kind of where where were we at here?
Who's Lukian? And your journey to why did you go to the UK?
So
that's the
I knew
reason.
Someone who went to UOB.
Oh, okay.
And this was like nearing the end of my fourth year, and I was like getting all these no's. So I was like, oh shit. Oh, we let us swear. All of these were a lot of no's, and I'm like,
Okay.
okay, you know what? Like, I still want this.
Yeah.
I had a family friend who went to UOB specifically.
Yeah.
She was a criminal lawyer in Calgary, so I was like, okay, this is a thing I can do.
Yeah.
So I applied. Within 2 months, I was in England. From deciding I was even going to apply to England. So very quick turnaround.
Quick process. So that was potentially for you because like
massive life
quickly.
decision. Made it an instinct.
That's good.
You know, maybe I should be making these massive life decisions like this in the future. But these
But
are
it
things.
worked
These are
out.
things we learn. Yes,
Yeah.
it worked out.
And that's what makes your journey colorful. It's
That's
not
right.
like a straight path. We're gonna have so much interesting stories to tell when we become lawyers and like talking to people as well. So that's fine. Did you have any like legal experience before going into law school? Like why? What was the switch from science?
No, not even close. I worked during my bachelor's. I was in a nursing home. I was a housekeeper for 2 years, and then I worked in the kitchen for the next 3.
Mm-hmm.
So this was during COVID.
Yeah.
So I was just literally cleaning shit. Literally cleaning shit.
You can't
And
swear
cooking.
too much.
Oh, sorry. This is something I did work on to become a lawyer. I can't be swearing this much.
Lawyers swear too.
It's true, actually. But not in the courtroom. We're going to be careful. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to stop.
Thank you.
I'm going to stop. So, where was I?
Any legal experience or
no,
whatnot?
not at all.
Okay.
I went straight to university from high school.
Yeah.
My work for 5 years in a nursing home.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No law.
So why?
As of at that moment.
Yeah. So what changed? Why did you then?
Yeah.
say
So
law
I
school?
was following forensic psychology.
Okay.
No, actually, didn't. My degree was a psychology specialist.
Yes.
I had UofT, if anyone knows, the post situation. I won't belabor that.
I actually don't know, but
Well, in UofT, yeah, we don't need to. That's
you
just
don't
not
need to-
relevant
okay,
to the
then
YouTube
that's
video.
fine. Okay.
I didn't get in. I didn't actually do forensic psychology, but I
Okay.
was doing all these courses around forensic psychology.
Okay.
I specialized in psychology, whatever.
Okay.
Introduced to all these things about miscarriages of justice,
Mhm.
rule of law. I worked in a psych lab. Research was not going to be it for me.
Yeah.
I wanted, I knew being, the law is where all this kind of funneled through.
Mm-hmm. Like, did you encounter the law through what
It was through
elective
that.
courses?
Or just through forensic studies, essentially.
Okay.
Specifically criminal law.
Yeah.
Growing up, this is like why criminal law specifically. Growing up, there was a prison near my school.
Yeah.
And I always walked by it and stuff, and it was very strange to me as a child growing up because it's like you kind of just put these people in here, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Like everyone was cool with that.
Mhm.
It kind of bothered me a little bit, if I'm being honest with you.
Mhm.
So it was always kind of there, my interest in that world.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of all stemmed from that. And I was okay,
Reality.
criminal law. I didn't pursue law, like law school, for anything other than criminal law.
I see.
And that still hasn't changed as of right now.
Laser vision and that.
Yeah,
That's
tunnel
great.
vision, but I think,
Tunnel
if you
vision,
want what you
that's
want, you should go for it.
You go for it.
Don't
That's
settle.
good. That's good. That's good. And so being at University of Birmingham, we're both at University of Birmingham at the same time, the same set. In fact, we were on the Canadian Society. He was our vice
right.
president, and then I did marketing. And so what would you say are some advantages for you of studying in the UK in general, like as a country, and at University of Birmingham, if any?
If you're a Canadian.
Yeah, as an international student, like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for one, there's life experience from
Yeah.
just moving to another country and living, gaining those other skills.
Life skills.
Life
yeah.
skills.
Survival skills, being on your own.
Yeah, like removing all the other, the legal process, the bureaucratic system that we have here, like
Mm-hmm.
ignoring all of that, like yes, I definitely gained things that I wouldn't have if I had stayed in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
which are, hopefully make me into a better person going forward.
Mhm.
I grew as a person for sure,
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. So you growing as a person, does that mean like you became more independent
Or yes,
what do you mean?
definitely independent. It's not an easy step to make,
Yes.
to just completely just uproot your whole life and every secure,
Everything you know.
every system, every
Currency.
every person in your
exchange
life.
rates, everything.
Oh yeah. When I try to set up my, that's probably not a good thing to say. But
What, your bank account?
yeah.
Don't worry, I have a video of me crying waiting for my bank account in front of UK.
Well, when I
so
booked it
that's
up,
fine.
I went to a public library, and I was like, "Excuse me, I'm here for the Barclays appointment." To set up my
Oh, I
bank account."
remember this.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, he's in the back. This is
Yeah.
a public library."
Yeah.
And I go in, he's got this, it's just this guy who booked a study room, like in a library, like this one we're in right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm here for my...
To open a bank account.
His branch went under, apparently. He was the manager. His whole life was in a mess. But anyway, I didn't use Barclays after that.
I don't know anyone that
If you're
uses
going
them.
to the UK, go to Lloyd's. I had a
or
good...
HSBC. I didn't have a good experience with Lloyd's.
Okay.
Everyone has like different, I don't know. Figure it out yourself or watch my video about banking. Honestly,
Yes.
like I don't...
Go to the other video.
Don't remind me of old wounds.
Yeah.
That I don't want to forget. Okay, that's good in terms of the...
There's definitely a value outside of just the law school period.
Yes.
You can't undervalue, for sure.
That's
just that
true.
life experience.
Okay. And what would you say was your least favorable experience studying at the UK? So I wouldn't just make it like a whole countrywide thing. Let's make it narrowly focused to University of Birmingham. You didn't give us advantages for Birmingham specifically. Like,
Birmingham.
what did you like
okay,
about
so Birmingham, very large Canadian cohort.
Yes.
So, if you're a Canadian, there's that, you can, some sense of community.
Mm-hmm. Oh, why are you laughing?
But like, honestly, yeah, like that's, I think that was
I
a big...
am not editing this part out.
There's certainly a lot of Canadians that go there. That's
like
one of the
98% of the program is Canadian.
That's what Jeff Lee...
For the LLB for graduates.
Yeah, because I had options when I applied to a bunch, and
yeah.
Not only because of my recommendation, the person who went to the UK and went to UOB and spoke highly.
Yes.
I also knew there was a large Canadian cohort, and that was attractive, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, between Birmingham, I think is top. Maybe, what was the other one? Leicester maybe has
Leicester, yes.
an equivalent cohort, maybe larger.
Yes.
Those two, for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Did you like the teaching style, the grading system, what class schedules were?
So people
about the program.
Sorry. Yes, I actually did.
You did?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Some people were not very happy. I actually didn't mind it. So it's 100% is your whole grade.
Yeah.
If you're not, motivated, that can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it personally.
Okay.
Didn't mind it.
That's good.
I assume there's a video talking about all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I've shared my own experiences.
Okay.
I didn't like the 100% grading system. No. Having different professors teaching one class, it was kind of confusing to me. I compared it a lot with my bachelor's here. So
it was
everyone's experience is different, which is why it's good to speak to other people like you on here that you actually liked it.
I'll be candid though. Some for sure some of the seminars can be hit or miss. I think maybe.
True.
I personally didn't have anything atrocious, but I heard people who were maybe not, satisfied with some of their educators.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't speak for them, but yeah.
I understand. You had good times at Birmingham, the law school. What are some of your least favorable moments or disadvantages we would say of studying as an international student in the UK or at University of Birmingham?
I think the biggest disadvantage wasn't, or my poorest, it wasn't even there. Being there, it's more circled around the transition back. I think is my biggest kind of hurdle would be that part. During, I didn't have anything honestly, my experience in the UK was actually quite good. I didn't have any issues adapting to the country, aside from the funny bank situation, that was whatever. I just set it up fine. I didn't have any issues with my visa or anything. So
as an international student, you felt supported.
Yeah, it was.
You liked the city of Birmingham.
Well, I didn't say that.
I'm trying to uncover something.
Birmingham is Birmingham. Do your research before you go to another country. I don't think Birmingham's a bad city by any means.
No.
But if I was a tourist, it wouldn't be on the list for sure.
Unless you're going to Cadbury World.
And then it's okay.
And the University of Birmingham to see the Ojo.
But there is some you can just hop on a train and get anywhere in that country easily, right?
Yes.
So again, Birmingham is Birmingham, not the beautiful. It's not it's certainly not a diamond in the rough, but accessibility within that country is very easy. You can just hop on a train. Yeah. You're in London, right? So, yeah.
That's good. And then did you have high expectations? I know you just made up your mind that within 2 months you were in Canada and you were out, but did you have expectations of what it was like, what you wanted as an international student, traveling experiences? I know you traveled.
I travel a little bit.
How was that
Maybe
experience
not enough.
for you?
I definitely wasn't disappointed. I didn't have the highest of expectations. It was very, maybe I wouldn't say impulsive, but it was a last minute, like, okay, I need to get this degree, like, somewhere, you know. Not, like, it was a bad idea, like, a bad thing, but, like, yeah, like, I wasn't, like, I didn't have this great vision of, like, oh, my God, it's going to be perfect, law school, like, you know, there was definitely people I knew who had a much higher, like, expectation of what to see, and it's like, I was not disappointed by any means with my law school experience. I mean, it was good.
Okay. And what was your traveling experience like? Because I know traveling is much cheaper in the UK and stuff.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm talking about experiences beyond the law school for someone who might be watching, wanting to be an international student and go through this process like us. We've spoken about the academic side, the advantages and disadvantages, the banking system. But what else of an experience did you have as an international student that you liked?
Yeah, so obviously when you're there, I mean, traveling is so cheap, and you should probably take advantage of that, especially if you're trying to be a lawyer, right? Like, you're like once we make it,
you're gonna be busy.
Yeah, you don't really you won't have those opportunities to travel. You know, it's a privilege. So I didn't maybe go as much as I should, travel as much as I should have.
Don't worry, me neither. But I know people who did.
Financial thing too, right?
Yeah.
But like, I definitely got to see some places, right? And so that was again, to my previous point, right? Like, it's a good life opportunity, life experience. Just get to see it, you know, a whole area of the world.
That's good. I'm happy for you, and thank you for sharing your experience about your international student lifestyle in the UK. And so we'll just transition now to the UofT, and now you're in the GPLLM program. We are passing through the hellhole, the hurdles of life, trying to become licensed here. And so was coming to UofT and fulfilling your NCA requirements through the GPLLM program, was that part of your pipeline? Like, if you're saying 2 years ago, you were like, okay, if I can't do this and I'm going to do it this way, come to UofT, satisfy NCA, and then push my criminal law licensing through that? Or was this impulsive as well?
Okay. So let's address the elephant in the room straight away. Obviously, is the cost.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, obviously, yeah, like, there's a cost.
The cost of coming to UofT or cost of
just this program.
Oh, it's very expensive, of course.
It's expensive.
It is.
We'll just address that.
Most expensive. There is not an elephant in the room. It's the main.
Just want to get out of the way first.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer your question, it's the person that like even told me to refer me to go to the UK and get their degree. She actually did the UBC Masters.
Oh yeah, Peter Allied School of Law. Yeah.
So she did that, and you know, for her it was just like, you know, that was important to her, getting that LLM.
Yes.
Sure, it's another piece of paper.
It's not another.
But it's an expensive piece of paper, you know, and it's something, right? Like it's
we're learning a lot.
And for me, it was kind of important for me to be comfortable going to the UK.
Yes.
Not being within and having zero intention of staying and always coming back to Canada and practicing in Canada. It was always important for me to get some taste of a Canadian law institution.
So structured learning.
Yeah, and just being more a part of it.
Yes.
And to help with maybe like some imposter syndrome, you know, by being in this Canadian institution. I'm at least, you know, getting, you know, a Canadian law education from Canadian law professors, right? And not just...
And judges. That's right. Go ahead.
So like that was very important to me.
Yeah.
And that was always the plan before. Because she had told me about that. And so might be going on this path, like that was always kind of the plan. Okay. It was not like a decision I made while I was in the UK.
You already knew that this is what you wanted to do.
I wanted to try and
very focused.
Yes.
I want to do criminal law. I'm not getting in Canada. Then UK is open, and then through UK I'm coming back. And you've been achieving everything. Correct. Like boom, boom, boom,
let's not jump the
boom.
wall. Let's not.
You have
knock on wood.
Okay,
please.
knock on wood.
We're not there yet.
But what you've said so far,
yes.
You put your mouth, you put your actions, and you're doing it.
That's right.
So don't belittle yourself.
No.
Like we're literally. By this time last year, we're stressing about final exams in the UK.
It's true.
And look at what we're stressing about now. Totally, completely different.
It's true.
So
we're on the up.
We've been checking off those boxes, no matter how long it's going to take to get employed. But we are checking off those boxes. Get employed as a lawyer, I mean, or articling student and all of that. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Anything will do.
I know. So, but what has your experience been like now as an NCA candidate and a GPLLM candidate? So, what has that experience been like for you?
Okay. Like in general?
In general.
Okay. So, okay, I'll just start with this. I mean, the biggest disadvantage, like coming back to your previous point, of being in the UK is like in Canada, the whole system is very, like Canadian law schools, the JD programs are very much integrated into the system.
Yeah. They have their weird structure.
They're designed for it. Now, obviously, in the UK, you can apply for summer internships here, and you can get them. It's not easy. It's not easy for JD students.
Yeah.
It's certainly not easy for us.
Mm-hmm.
It is something you're allowed to try to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like the schools they're designed to kind of just like, okay, just follow the path, make your way in, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do their summer internship. Okay, next year I'll do it again. Okay, now article, and I stay there my whole career.
Yeah.
Right? It's very similar. It's a similar
It's a
story.
weird timeline, which is like April to March kind of situation.
And I'm not like discrediting any JD students, like, because they had to do a lot of the same stuff I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But there's certainly, I'm less concerned about the stigma from an international trainer than just the fact that like being in a JD program, you're informed of all these things.
Yes, you know what
from
to
the very
expect.
beginning.
Yeah.
But you're part of the system. For us, it's a little awkward to kind of just get in there.
Fit in.
So I think that's the biggest kind of hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've kind of going back to what I said initially, like, should I have done that dual JD program? Just because I know it's been a hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to, I sent out all these cold messages on LinkedIn. Don't have premium, don't worry, but I'm getting there. That's what. So you do these coffee chats. You try to network, and it's a lot, but it's part of it.
Mm-hmm. And you're gaining like interpersonal experiences that you honestly would not have. Or JD students still need those experiences anyways.
Right.
Plus, you wouldn't have like 2 degrees. You wouldn't have a master's if you went to a JD program.
No.
So, or you might have, but I don't know. I don't really see many law students who finish coming back to do a master's or.
But going on your previous, coming back to the question that you asked,
Mm-hmm.
like this program specifically, has helped me with that process, because a lot of the people that, for one, respond to my cold messages are GPLLM alum.
Yes.
And they see that commonality, and they're probably more willing to give me that time. And it's been the case. A lot of them have responded to me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just this program, being part of this institution, there are lots of connections that I've made.
Mm-hmm.
Professors.
Judges.
Yeah. And then just alumni, and they have like their own events, workshop, networking events that are specifically for the school. This program has an amazing career counselor,
Erica,
just for the GPLM, and they've done a lot of great things and helped me along the way, and all of these things that have really found results.
It's making the tuition worth it.
I'm trying to, yes. I'm making sure to juice every last thing that this program can provide me.
Squeeze it.
Because I'm certainly paying for it. But there is, there are, because a lot of the things that have resulted in me gaining something have been from this.
Sure.
Even like volunteering at this law firm, that was a connection, a friend from this program. A lot of these little things that I've gotten, connections I've made, they have started actually. Most of them have started from this program in some form, just by being here, being, So to answer, yes, a massive. It has been really good for that.
Okay, that's good. And water break. Subscribe, like, share. Why Ukian takes his water. His water. I don't know. Keep drinking it. I don't know. Anyways. So thank you for really, really unpacking and expanding on your experience so far as a GPLM candidate and NCA candidate. I do share the same sentiments. I believe in the same thing. A lot of the networkings and connections I've been able to make somehow have been trickled down through the GPLLM program. And we're squeezing this tuition because we're attending a lot of these networking events, whether it be virtually or in person, and then we're establishing those relationships that we would not ordinarily have known about if we were just doing the NCA and just taking each exam one step at a time. Plus, there's a community of fellow GPLM candidates that we're all going through the same process. And so I find that it's also nice to have people who are in the same struggle with you at the same time, because my family might not really understand what I'm going through, but I have people who are going through the same process, and I can complain like in the group chat about it, and people feel what's going on, right? So this will lead us nicely to our next question of if you were to compare what your experience was like being a law student in the UK versus being a law candidate now, like as a master's student, what has that, do you see any differences? For example, definitely we don't have seminars here, it's a graduate program, but we're doing criminal law now versus criminal law that was studied in the UK, or how the law was. How would you compare and contrast that experience as a law student in Canada versus in the UK?
Very different for this specific program.
Yes.
I know the UBC program, comparative program, is like Monday to Friday, like regular full day class. For us, it's only the weekends.
Yeah.
Friday and Saturdays, like it's full day
yeah.
makeup, right? So it's very like, you know, people, you can hold a full-time job while doing this, you know, and I think that's the biggest draw.
Yeah. Like 98% of our peers are like working full-time.
Yeah.
These are established lawyers.
It's really helpful, like, right, to have that time, especially in this point we're in our career here, where I'm literally just, you know, trying to make any connection, anything. You know, I have the opportunity and the time to go out and do these things, and I have, you know, time to work at a firm, you know, do all these things on top of the class.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you're in law school, your life is the law school, Monday to Friday.
They set your schedule for you out there in Birmingham as well, so you don't even have control over that.
No.
Can't really, like, obviously work full time.
This is very much a transition to full, you know, being a lawyer. But yeah, like if you've got like great connection, or you've got you know, a job at a firm, or you're doing, I don't know, even volunteering at a firm, like this program allows you to, one, get those NCAs, be a part of a Canadian institution, and having all those perks and those connections, and that alumni and that name is worth something. Yeah. While also still being able to hold a full-time job. Well, you probably have, well, Fridays are with an asterisk, so you would have to negotiate. You still have to negotiate.
You can still work full-time even with Friday evenings. You just work, you work longer days, Monday, Thursday.
Exactly, right? That's the way to go.
Figure it out. Yeah.
So yeah, you can hold.
People are doing it.
You can work like just at a firm.
You have families. Like I always talk about someone that's pregnant in the program. Like you can have like.
There's
it's like you can
the range
do
of individuals for sure, right? So there's that flexibility.
Okay.
I think it's a great asset. It's a very different experience than what it was at UB, obviously, because it's like you're a student, but like I am and I'm not. Like it's like, okay, yeah, like I am doing law school, right? But like right now, I feel like a person just trying to get into a law firm.
Into a law firm.
So that transitional stage of just securing that articling position.
And do you find that how we're taught here at University of Toronto in terms of practicality? I give an example with our legal research and writing course, for example, how we had to learn how to write a factum, memos, and all of that. Yes. So do you find that we're getting more practical experience of what law is like, as opposed to just theory and like an history of why this case came to be?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, if you're in the UK law school, you have a similar course. Questionable, I'll say that. It was, you know, to be desired. Here, obviously, with the NCAs, you do need a legal research and writing credit. Like here in this program, I mean, it was an excellent course. Very, like you said, practical. Like how to write a memo. Yeah. This is something that you're going to have to do in a law firm, like, especially just starting off.
As a lawyer.
Do research this case. Write me a memo on these issues. And so just teaching us how to do those things. That's not something that they even teach in the JD program. These are really? I don't believe so.
I know.
And don't quote me on that.
Check the website.
I'm confident, but I'm not 100%.
Sure, yeah.
So these are just practical things that this program does provide, which I think are, you know, not to be ignored.
Okay, that's good. And let's just switch right from academic side to networking, which we've spoken about at different points of this video, but what has that been like for you? Did you do a lot of networking whilst you were in the UK, or that kind of changed when you came here, and how has that journey been like for you?
So my intentions were never to stay in the UK.
Yes.
Whatsoever. So I didn't do really much networking there. Honestly, I should have. As of right now, my life is about networking, essentially. Like I said, I haven't I haven't gone so low as to get LinkedIn Premium.
I would never do that.
There's a special hell for the people that do that. I'm just kidding. I bet some of you have LinkedIn Premium. I'm sorry if I let hurt your feelings, but you know, it's a little bit too far.
Yeah.
So I haven't gone that far, but you know, it's pretty much a dating website for me at this point.
I'm on LinkedIn too much too. I can't admit.
Well,
like,
actually, you're on it more than me.
Stop.
The amount of posts that you holy fuck.
Don't air me. Don't air me. I'm doing the most on that platform.
For me, I just use it to like reach out to lawyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, but it like networking is everything.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a nepo hire. No shade to anyone that does. Like honestly, like I wish I was in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not like this is like that's how it works. I just don't. So like, for me, you know, if I'm getting this position, it's gonna be through like networking. You just gotta meet the right person at the right time, who's willing to give a chance, give you a chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I send millions of applications to things that show up, but you know, for me, you know, going to networking events, taking advantage of any of those events is really important.
I was like, have really good food. Thank you, Erica.
Yeah,
Bailey.
like this program specifically has a lot, and you know, these have been really helpful for me just to like be exposed to the legal world and community here. On top of just, you know, maybe, you know, connecting with someone, you know, over the time, though, I've definitely like evolved in my networking kind
Style.
of ability, right? Like before I would just like make connections and maybe have a coffee chat, you know, on Zoom or something, and then just kind of forget it. But then, you know, you have to try and foster
Keep that
actual
connection,
connections with people, and
gotta keep watering that relationship.
so there's a lot of levels to this.
Yeah. there is.
I've made some progress, but you know, I don't want to jinx anything.
That's fine.
But you know, it's very important. It's like the whole thing.
Yeah, it is, because applying blindly might not even get you what you want. Like that's the reality I'm struggling with accepting at this point, and then just knowing that when people say knowing someone is very, very good and will help your chances, I can see the reality of why that is good. Because if I'm an employer and I'm looking at an application and I know someone who has referred this person versus this is somebody that has no referral, and they both have the same skills that I need, who am I going to pick? Realistically, I'm going to pick the person that I know someone has a relationship with.
Yeah, you just gotta put yourself out there. Like lawyers like to talk about themselves.
They do.
And just put yourself out there. People will respond.
Yeah.
Just
And
be
if they
smart
don't,
about
it's
it.
fine. Like go on to the next person.
Exactly.
They might be busy as well, so
Yeah.
don't take anything to heart. That's what I find on this journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess my two final questions for you will be in terms of cost. I know we opened this video talking about costs. So finances, UK, Great British GBP, Great British Pounds, and the costs for that versus coming back to Canada and paying for this expensive tuition. So how are you going to weigh that? What institution would you say, oh, this is taking much money from me?
Well, obviously, this is I could just do the NCAs, right?
Sure.
It's the biggest kind of downside.
It's still money, but the NCA is what
it is.
Is a huge difference.
But it's not the same, right?
Yeah.
So like that is the big. Again, it's just like me trying to invest in myself and hoping that I can
reap the
pay these off
eventually.
hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's like I won't lie. Like it's definitely the biggest kind of.
It's a reality that it's not pretty.
Like there's really no way to go walk around this one. I think it is what it is. That's not a good answer. But,
no, it's fine. That's okay. I guess let me expand more on my question. You know how you said going to Windsor would have been more expensive than going to the UK?
UOB, well.
So I'm saying
right.
Cost-wise, and we all know that the Canadian dollar is nonsense compared to pounds. So we're converting money going to the UK for school. Cost-wise, if somebody is looking at us right now trying to make that decision, you're like, this is all great, but like money.
Well, this also brings it back to like, I've been ruminating over this. If I made the right decision back then, because at this point I would have paid more money. I think. I haven't sat down and done the math. Don't want to do that.
Don't do that to yourself.
I think it probably would end up cheaper then at this point. The 3 years doing the two. And it's something that kind of. Did I make the right call? Did I make the right call?
Yeah.
Like being a part of a And then I had friends in Windsor Law.
Yeah.
I was there over the weekend, and I was talking to some of these law students there in Windsor, and they're like, "Oh yeah, a lot of people in that program just transferred to the regular one after their second year." And I was like, "Great, really love to hear that at this point."
Oh,
that hurt.
like
that one hurt.
2+ years late.
That one hurt.
Really? Oh. But yeah, UofT. So
hey,
you can like rub it in their face.
But these are life. Hindsight's. What's this 1 and 0? That's
Reflections.
That can't be the same. But
yeah.
But like it's a thing.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
got no way to go around this one, unfortunately.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's the reality that people have to think about. So
you gotta weigh your options.
Yeah, you might hear all things good about you studying abroad and blah blah blah, but finances is something that you definitely have to think about, and not just tuition's sake. You have to think of your rent, cost of rent,
Yes.
food. If you're going to go sightseeing and whatnot, you have to factor all that for the years you're going to be abroad, and then flight tickets as well, because those are not getting cheaper over the years, and these are just realities that if you want to pursue this career, it's something for you to think about. But that's all the questions I have for you today, Likian. Thank you so much for being on this video. Do you have any questions for me? If you don't, it's fine. But you don't? You're gonna be my first guest without? Okay, that's fine. we've spent almost 40 minutes anyways. But yeah, so if you have any questions, you can let us know in the comment section. I'll be looking out to see and if I can answer and respond if I have answers for you. If you've watched this video up until this point, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I post my videos. And everyone say thank you to Likian in the comments for coming and gracing us with his presence and sharing his story as well. I will catch you all in my next video. Say bye. Bye.
Bye.